Greetings, programs! This is Gary's Hobby Studio coming at you today. And what this video is about that I finally got everything switched over. I did neaten the cables up. I'm sure some people probably in the comments will probably say, yeah, you probably could have done a little bit better. And to be perfectly honest right up front, probably true. But this is the way I did it for right now. Believe me, if you have any kind of constructive criticism, tell me where to get what to help neaten it up and everything else. So without further ado, I'll go ahead and get you going with the video, and then I'll be back. Okay, and as promised in the last video, I am going to go over what I have done in my new rack. So to begin, here's the top of the rack. Now, granted, there is still a couple of cords because I haven't punched anything down yet because I haven't run new graphics card or new cables, punched them down or anything like that. I also had a couple of cables go bad. I was able to fix one. The other one's the one that runs my Wi-Fi. And the sad thing is I am not tearing the ceiling apart, as you can see up here, just so that I can run one down inside the wall and feed it through. I will repair it at a future time when I need to run more cables to different rooms of the house and want to try to hide them in the walls and the floors and stuff like that. So, as you can see, I covered the Rack Solutions thing with a custom-made magnetic sign that I ordered. So there's the patch panel. There's my new Generation 2 Unify switch, which took the place of the one down below there because I needed something that had PoE because I'm planning on doing some stuff that has PoE involved at a future time. So as you can see, there's the fiber switch right there. The Edge Switch 16 XG. And then there's the patch panel where I can put other keystones in, so it just depends on what it needs. I still have a few spots. I put in 12 fiber connections for the 12 fiber ports, and then I put in 4 regular RJ45 ones for the 4 RJ45s that are on that are 10G. So this thing has a total of 16 10G ports. And then there's the pfSense router. I cleaned it out and everything, and I think I finally got rid of the error message that it had. One of the drives wasn't right. I don't know why, but then when I had it rebuilt, it's been fine ever since. And there's obviously the old switch that's going to be connected to the test demo Proxmox server. So down here is my download machine. I just recently installed a LG drive, updated the firmware in it so that it'll read 4K discs so I could rip the 4Ks that I have. Okay, and then as we go down, this one here, I haven't decided what I'm going to do with this Lenovo Think server yet, but I got an idea, and it's going to be, like I said, again, I'm not sure what it's going to be yet. And then there's the Proxmox test server right there. I decided to go with the 410 as opposed to keeping the 710 because the 710 doesn't have PCI pass-through, but I want to say this does. I have to double check just to be sure. And if not, I will probably remove that one because it would be kind of pointless to keep it. Then there's my second Proxmox virtual server right there, the 420. Underneath it is the 470, which that's the one that replaced the 710. That's going to be my YouTube storage. Once I get the hardware installed in there, which should be coming up soon. Let me know in the comments if you want to see a video on that. And then here's my backup storage unit for the main storage that has like for all my videos and like my TV shows and stuff like that. As you can see so far, yeah, these Norco cases are really a piece of shit. I'm not gonna lie. At first, they were really cool, but I've had nothing but problems with it. And the Norco company, you can't even get a hold of them. If you go to their website, if you have a really good antivirus program, it trips it, and it makes no sense to me whatsoever why it does that. So, and so this one's going to be replaced. I don't know when, but it's going to be replaced at some point. Here's the primary one. Now this one's not like when I was putting this back in, this handle broke, which I don't know why. I didn't bang it or anything. This one over here is cracked and it's going to break at some point. This one here, there's nothing broken on it. The only thing I couldn't get for it was a set of rails. The only thing is that I bent the rails on this one trying to put this in. So, and I had that same issue with these crappy rails that they replaced their original functional rails with. Now, it could have been I could have did something wrong and jammed it up. I'm going to look at it when I pull it out at some point to see if I can fix it. But like I said, these cases are garbage. I mean, I'll keep this one as long as it functions. When it starts acting up, it's going to go. So this is where my primary storage is. This is where all the machines in the house access is this one. This is just backup in case if the primary decides to screw up, then I can always retrieve copies from that there or make it the primary by changing stuff in Active Directory. And you will notice that there are 2 trays that the blue lights are not on. That's a problem with the back plane, and I can't even get spare replacements. So to be perfectly honest with you, I'm not even going to bother because, like I said, trying to get in touch with them, I think I was able to before their website started to get funky about a couple of things, and they just ignored me. So yeah, if you see Norco cases, I know Newegg still has them. If you see them there, you see them on eBay, do me a small favor. Please stay the hell away from them. They are just total trash. And then obviously, there's my 3 battery backups. I had to plug this one directly into the wall so that it'll actually run. Because for some reason it draws so much juice that it just doesn't. It acts up when it doesn't boot up. But as soon as you plug it into the wall, it's fine. So right here, I purchased these off of Amazon. And I attached them here like this so that I have a way to run cables a little nicer. And I have these Velcro pieces here to keep all the wiring together, which is nice. So I have those set up and run, and then I have them split. I have to rerun some of these cables because they're not long enough because they were set up with the way the old rack was. And obviously this one's a little taller, by about 3 inches at the bottom, 3 inches at the top. So, but some of the cables are long enough as is because you can see by going down this way for the 2 bottom storage units and that. And I ran a third one because, like I said, I got some things going on. And let me get a light to help illuminate back here. So as you can see, everything's connected that's running, which is nice. Bought this off of Amazon, this 10, I want to say it's 10. It's either 10 or 12. PDU. I have that connected. I zip tied the two power strips that I purchased through Harbor Freight. I zip tied them there to hold them on to the cable management. You could buy ones for that actually hook into those little slots there and hold them up. The only problem is those damn things cost $125. I'm like, I'm not buying that just for specialized power strips. I mean, that needs to do some other shit. And I'm not going to say it. I'm going to keep at least that YouTube friendly, but Jesus Christ, there ain't no way. I had these from Monoprice. These help run the cables across. I want to get some ones that actually have a rubber grommet in between some of these so that when it comes down in, you can just put it through, and that'll also help neaten everything up. And I also did the same over there. I might get smaller versions of those that aren't as big looped for that. I might even replace these ones over here with the same size, smaller ones. Because, I mean, granted, I'm not going to have cables like at my workplace or at your workplace or anything like that. But this way here, it's a little neater. I'm sure it's not perfect for some people, and I'm not perfect, but at least it's not as janky as it used to be. Thank God for that. So, but yeah, and I also moved the get a light on again. I moved the rack out a little more because there's the one for that side, and then right there where the light is between those two cables. That's where the old rack was bolted in. So I kind of moved it out. So when I was wiring everything when this was off, it basically gave me a little more room to work. And it probably still will. I just wouldn't stand behind there while everything's running. But that is pretty much it for everything here. Just looking around. And welcome back. So, as you can see, I did neaten it up a little bit more. I just didn't film the difference because I know there were some cords hanging around. I even replaced the short ones that went from the 48 patch panel down to the switch with some short ones from Amazon that I found. I can't remember if somebody listed that or I discovered it, but either way, they're like a foot long, so they're a little longer, but they actually work out a lot better. I also bought some dust protecting plugs for it too, so this way any ports that don't, this way, I'm not saying moisture still won't get in, but might not be as bad. Plus dust doesn't get in there because I did have a switch that went to the trash a long time ago that started collecting dust bunnies in it. And I even put the remainder in as you saw in the video, in the old switch. And what'll happen is as I plug in new stuff, or I'll probably pick up another box of, I think it's 50. I'll probably fill it in. And same thing, as I plug stuff in, I'll pull those out and I'll plug them into the patch panel up above or anything that's open. So again, so that dust doesn't collect in it, possibly moisture. I doubt if it's going to be that tight, but at least if it keeps the dust out of it, that'll be good. I still had a problem with the pfSense router. What happened was that there must have been a BIOS setting, because when I reset the BIOS back to factory default or load optimal defaults, the Lenovo server, the error light went away, and I don't understand why it was acting all kinds of weird. I don't think the drive was bad in it. I think that it was that because, and currently is right now, it's only got one hard drive in it as opposed to two in a mirrored set. So I got a feeling the BIOS, there was something in it that was causing it to to set the yellow indication light that there was a problem, because once I reset it, it stopped doing it. The other Lenovo server, I'm planning on transitioning the download machine from that big box down to that. The download machine, I think, is going to be my automated ripping machine. So this way I can put discs in, it'll rip the files, convert them to MP3 or whatever I set. Same thing with video discs. Just because, like I said, I just want to digitize my whole collection of stuff. Trying to think of anything else in the video that I should touch on. And like I said, I have nothing against Rack Solutions and stuff like that. The only thing I don't like about and like I said, if they want to advertise like that, that's up to them. I'm not condoning that. The way I look at it is, and I know Dell brands theirs with Dell, if you would get that. My current workplace has one. They're not using it. They haven't decided to throw it out. The only reason why I don't have it is I could barely get it in here if I lop off a lot of shit on the bottom and because it has two back rollers that move, it'll spin around. They're like caster wheels. The two front ones are fixed in a direction. So I'd have to take those out, hack off the metal, and it would just barely fit in the height of this room. So that's why I ended up buying that. I was trying to get a little bit larger one, but like I said, if they want to put their name racksolutions.com up there, that's fine. I'm going to slap Tron over it because, I have no problems. I listed the link for it, but I'm not going to continue to advertise for them every time I make a video because, as you can see behind me over here, that name would be like right there. And I mean, I know I'm advertising Disney, and again, I like the Tron video game. This was well back before all of Disney's goofy shit that I'm not even going to get into because, hey, whatever. You made your bed, you lie in it. But for me, I wanted to put something up there. Who knows? I could contact that same company and make a different one for something else and just switch them out periodically. Who knows? Or maybe might come up with something, maybe for the name of this channel and put it on that and magnetically stick it up there. I don't know. Sky's the limit. But, as you can see, that's why I started off the video with, the way I did. But if you have any questions, comments, leave them below in the video. I do read them. I try to get back to them as much as possible. And if you like what I do, please like, subscribe, share this video or any of my other videos or my channel with anybody that you think that would enjoy watching this content. And as I always like to say, have a good day, guys. Take care and see you programs later.